Could this be a vision of our future? This is what it's like living in the worst air pollution in the world. Cities growing unchecked, filthy air, the silent effect of climate change. Is this toxic cocktail pushing our civilization to its limits?
It's morning in Ulaanbaatar and people are going to work, getting ready to go to school, and I can smell the pollution. It's so thick, you can even taste it. I've got a pollution monitor here and it's measuring PM 2.5, which is these tiny particles that get deep into your lungs. That's why they're so dangerous. And a minute ago, it was at 999. That's as high as this monitor will go. Safe levels are supposedly anything under 25. So how on earth did it get this bad? To figure that out, we've come here
To the pristine air of the Mongolian steppe and a very different way of life. Erkenbayer and his brother should be the next in a long line of nomadic herders. Despite their clear mastery of animal handling, they may not have a chance. It's getting harder and harder to live out here.
Тэгэхээр энэ жил бүр хэцүүлэх хавар болохоор ахаад мал нь хорогдоод өвс мөс баг болохоор мал нь бүр ахаад өвлөөсөө илүү хорогддгийг хавар болохоор.
Тэгээд салхи шуурга тавина.
This year, there's no snow. Last year, it was the opposite.
Сэргнүүд болохоор нодлонгийн өвд маш их цас ороод тэгээд цас нь ингээ бүгдөө манаа малаа.
They lost all of their horses, 20 of them, and over 30 sheep.
The reason why life is getting so difficult for herders here on the steppe is because the weather has been really messed up over the past few years. They had 2 really dry summers followed by extremely cold winters, so animals didn't eat enough during the summer to last them and they were weak and couldn't survive the winter. But this year has been completely different. The summer was really wet, there was a lot of flooding, and the winter has been incredibly dry. This grassland should be completely covered in snow, and the snow actually protects the grass. Right now, these animals are just chewing up everything they can, and people are worried that by the time spring comes, all the grass will be gone. And that's because the climate here is changing in weird and unpredictable ways. Do you think you'll be able to stay here in the countryside?
Ерөнхийдөө одоо энэ нэг өдрөл ингээ янз гаж үзэгдэл болонгууд нэг өдрөл энэ мал чинь угаасаа харахын зуртгүй байх болно. Тэгэхээр чааш таавж явах юу л байхгүй, итгэх юу л байхгүй, баталгаа байхгүй. Мал бол.
Chamimunk wants to find work as a chef in the city, along with tens of thousands of others who are leaving the countryside every year. Climate scientists say Mongolia has already warmed by 2.2 degrees. The fact that it's landlocked and its high altitude mean it's much more vulnerable to temperature changes. Half the population of Mongolia now live here in the capital, and most of them are burning raw coal. It's the cheapest way to keep warm when temperatures get as low as -25. But it's choking the city and hurting its smallest residents. Iridny is only 5 months old, but he's already been hospitalized 6 times.
Ер нь тэгэл ингээл нүрэ ам хамрын даатал модл гэсээр ингээд хөрөх мөхрөх ч юм уу тийм хөр шинж тэмдүүд илээ. Тэгэл ер нь шууд очлоо доо яардаг хэмжтэй.
So do you think that this is caused by the pollution in your area?
Тийм ер нь жирэмсэн болоод нөгөө тех хугацаанд яг ингээд нөгөө агаарын бохирдлоос болоод утаатай орчинд байсаар аваад ингээд дархлаа мутаж гэх юм уу уушиг мушгиндаа ийм юутай бронхиттэй ийм хүүд гарсан гэж бодож байгаа.
Outside the hospital, PM 2.5 levels are off the scale again. Every day here, doctors see hundreds of children who are struggling to breathe. Dr. Ganchul Nzundi has no doubt that it's linked to the pollution.
Хамгийн нийт нь 260-70 байдаг гэсэн бол энэ жил одоо 300 хүртэл нэмэгдэж байна. Тэгэхээр энэ мэн одоо амьсгалын замын халдварын улмаас эрчиж хэмжүүлж байгаа болон үйлчлж байгаа хүүхдийн та жилээр тусам нэмэгдэж байна гэсэн дүр зураг харагдаж байна л та.
It must be difficult when you help a child to get better and then you know that they're going back into the pollution to get sick again.
Замалгүй яг би ч гэсэн өөрөө одоо их хүн одоо надад ч гэсэн өөр хүүхэд байгаа. Тэгээ өөр хүүхэдтэй мэн ч гэсэн адилхан өвдөн. Тэгэхээр ингээд бидний зүгээс ингээд одоо ингээд хичнээн ингээд эмчилээд ингээд гаргаж байгаа ч гэсэн хүүхдүүд маань ингээд дахин ингээд өвдөж байгаа нь гэж миний сэтгэлийг маш их мэдээлүүлж.
Her biggest fear is that in the long term, toxic air could lead to an epidemic of lung cancer. The city has ambitious plans to ban raw coal. They want to force people to use cleaner, processed coal. But processed coal is expensive. Is it on?
It's on. So it's dropping, right?
Wow, it's going down fast.
Fine.
It's surprising how little is being done to stop air pollution in Ulaanbaatar. But one startup is working to make air filters more affordable.
So if you leave it on for like 20 minutes, then this room will be cleaner.
Wow. Not enough people have these, right?
Yeah, actually most air purifiers cost a lot, so people can't really afford it. And also education purpose. They don't know how bad it is.
Харж үлэх талгаад ирсэн чинь манай өвөө ханиалах юм багсаад.
Still, it's just a plaster on a gaping wound. This is extreme, almost apocalyptic. But the problems Ulaanbaatar is facing are being repeated all over the world. And unless we get a handle on the types of fuel we use, rapid urbanization and climate change, this kind of pollution could become the disturbing norm.